All right, howdy everyone. The time is 10:18 a.m. and it is November 3rd today. Welcome to another update from Great Lakes Weather. I'm going to give you an update regarding a few things that are happening in terms of the weather today and tomorrow. In fact, there is going to be a severe weather outbreak as it appears in parts of the southern United States, and it looks like that low pressure system is going to lift off into our area later on after it impacts areas down south. Now, the storms that come our way from this are not likely to be severe. It is not expected in any way. It doesn't really look like the dynamics are in place for that. Well, I mean, the wind dynamics are, but there is not going to be enough instability for us to get any severe weather. And we're going to look at that as we get into it. It does look like there could be some good non-severe thunderstorm related winds though. So we're going to look at that and get into that as well. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and make sure to keep updated on all the things that are going on. And with that bell, we are going to start with our weather update. So let's get right to it right now. All right, so you can see here, this is the Storm Prediction Center's website. You can see there's a slight risk of severe weather across parts of Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. Those areas are currently under a slight risk. Tomorrow is kind of the key day to watch. This is the day 2 convective outlook. It looks like there's a 10% hatched area for tornadoes across southern Oklahoma, extreme western Arkansas, and northeastern Texas. This also includes the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area, so it looks like it could be quite an event for that particular area. We're going to look at the dynamics for this particular setup. We studied it in my meteorology class yesterday, so we're going to look at the dynamics for that in this video as well. So see the dynamics, you can see the risk areas there. It looks like mainly damaging winds and tornadoes are the current threats for this particular event, and they did trim off part of western Michigan to the thunderstorm line, so we do have a chance for thunderstorms in parts of the Michigan area, but it doesn't look like they're going to be very impactful. It looks like what's really going to be more impactful is just the winds that come behind this low pressure system. So we're going to look at that right now with the weather models. First of all, let's get a NAM3K look at what's going on right now. So you can see the weather is just great across most of the eastern United States at the current moment. Not really too much going on. That low pressure system is lagging out to parts of the central United States at the current moment. You can see that, and I mean, there's not really any point getting a sounding of that general area. But if we start to progress this forward, you can see that low pressure system is starting to deepen over Colorado as it comes out over the mountains, the Rocky Mountains. And you can see storms begin to kind of develop across parts of Texas at around, I would say around 3 p.m. You can see these little tiny cells starting to pop up around Texas. You get a sounding, PDS TOR sounding, as a matter of fact. So that's actually pretty significant showing by the forecast model. You can see Cape values around 2,000 across much of the mixed layer and the surface, and low cloud bases. You can see that curvature in the hodograph right there, and supercell composite values around 13. It does look like a pretty decent setup for tornadoes. You can see your SRH values are all around 300 right here. Your SRH, good shear for this particular event. So there's a lot on the table. You can see those winds changing on the skew T from southeast at the surface to westerlies in the upper levels. That is definitely indication of a strong storm event, and it looks like even it could span some marginal severe weather across parts of Missouri as well. So there is a decent setup for storms, and it looks like it's going to organize into a convective line in Texas, still showing that tornado potential, but it looks like it'll be more damaging winds after it turns to that mesocyclonic system in parts of Texas. So let's actually zoom in on Texas real quick with this particular visual. Oops, that's a little bit too far than I want to go. But this is going into tomorrow, November 4th. So by morning, you can begin to see those little rainy pop-ups here and there. But it looks like supercells will likely develop as we get into the midday across parts of eastern Texas. Still showing that tornado sounding. Similar setup to what we had on the NAM3K. So both are showing some rather intense thunderstorm activity, specifically in Texas during the afternoon hours. And you can see that curvature in the hodograph once again. And then it begins to organize again into a mesocyclonic line with supercells ahead of it, a prime setup for tornadoes and the damaging wind gusts on the backside with this setup here. You can see that in Texas. The HRRR is showing that rather intense mode of storms that will begin to disintegrate as we get east of the Mississippi River, because the environment is not going to be set there for that severe weather east of that. There will still be some thunderstorms east of the Mississippi, but that environment that we were seeing in Texas is not going to be east of the Mississippi. So that's not really our area, but it is good to keep track of these particular events because they are impactful across the United States. And if you have people you know that live in this general area, it's good to keep them aware of the weather that is coming. Let's get back to our area. So this low pressure system, again, it's a deep low pressure system that's going to kind of settle over going to kind of rush through our area as well. Really, it's going to just bring rain showers, maybe a few isolated thunderstorms here and there. These storms are not expected to be severe, though, once they reach our area. And then as they pass through, you get that cold front. You can see that cold front even with the rainfall that will be moving through there. Let's pause it at our current moment, 66 hours ahead. And if you look at the winds that are forecasted, the wind gusts that are forecasted, you can see the wind gusts are getting close to 50 miles an hour across parts of the Great Lakes region, even close to 60 in parts of Wisconsin. Those wind gusts are probably going to knock quite a few of the leaves off the trees, and it could blow some things around. So you're going to want to secure loose items outdoors because it is going to be rather windy as this thing rolls through it's going to roll through for us rather Saturday evening into Saturday night. So it is going to be windy Saturday night and into Sunday. So you're going to want to pay attention to that as that moves through the general vicinity. And then remember, Sunday, our clocks go back an hour, so you're going to get an extra hour of sleep, so you'll want to take advantage of that. But clocks do go back an hour on Sunday, so make sure you are aware of that particular thing going on. So let's go back to precipitation type because I want to show something else that might be coming through. I can't show it actually with this model, so we're going to actually move to the GFS model. I'm seeing snow in the long-range models, okay? So snow that could potentially bring us our first snowfall of the season in time for Thanksgiving. So let's have a look here. Again, GFS is also showing this low pressure system, so we have some good model agreement on this particular event going on. Again, that's showing why we have the enhanced setup that we do for the SPC, what the SPC has put out. So let's show this and progress it a little bit farther east. You can see a low pressure system, again, redeveloping. And there's actually going to be some potential for severe weather across parts of the upper Midwest, according to the latest models that are showing for November 9th. Next Wednesday, we're going to be watching for the potential for some more weather development. So that's something you're going to want to watch for. But that low pressure system is going to move through and again, bring probably some wind to parts of the Great Lakes region. Not really any severe weather once again. It's looking like kind of a similar setup, except it's coming from straight due west to our area, so we're going to wait to make a determination on that particular event. But we get this really deep low off to the north according to the long range, so again, that could very easily change. But what I'm watching is this potential for this winter storm to kind of take place across parts of Wisconsin and bring us some rain, but on the backside bring us snow, and then with this deep trough that's going to be behind it, bring some snowfall, lake effect snow, to parts of the Great Lakes region. And that snowfall could actually be rather decent amounts according to the long-range models. Again, keep in mind it's a long-range model, so we don't want to make a full determination on it just yet. But I do see this low bringing the potential for some snow across parts of the Great Lakes region. So let's get a look at what the forecasted snow accumulations are. Again, it's more heavier off to the western side of the lake. And again, this is a 10-to-1 ratio. This isn't accounting for a few factors in regards to snow. And again, it's long range, so keep that in mind. We are way out on the max long range here, so this could very easily change. But lake effect snowfall accumulations of 3 to 5 inches appear possible across parts of lower Michigan. And then, again, heavier accumulations off to the northern Michigan, upper peninsula. Those places could see over 8 inches of snow. I think this is a little bit excessive for this type of snowfall accumulations. But again, snow is in the forecast, and it's been in the forecast multiple times according to the latest model runs, so I kind of wanted to make it aware in the long range there could be some snow before Thanksgiving, and hopefully there is, because I like a snowy Thanksgiving, especially if it's cold. Otherwise, it's kind of worthless for it to be cold. So I just want to touch on a few things real quick in regards to the upcoming weather. So hopefully this video was interesting, gave you some information regarding the weather that is coming. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, and we continue to do these updates whenever something interesting happens. So make sure that you are aware of that as it comes in. All right, I will see you guys at the next video that I decide to publish.